Hello, welcome. Here with Karen at Salt and Sand Studios, coming to you live from Vermont, or maybe you're watching the recording. Welcome, regardless. This morning, we are powering up to Warrior 2 in our 50-minute practice. Really excited to practice with you today. It is in this springtime, heading into summer, that it feels like autumn again in Vermont. But we are getting some much needed rain. I hope your weather is cooperating with whatever it is you're looking for today. We'll go ahead and get started in a comfortable seat, allowing the body to find Sukhasana, easy pose. So today is about finding your way, building your way, supporting your way into the posture as it is for your body in this moment. Not looking for perfection, not generating negative emotion about what the body is doing, or maybe even not generating elation about what the body might be doing, but rather finding that balance, the sort of authentic process, evolution, exploration. So for Sukhasana, easy pose, the knees might be bent and with the ankles crossed, or maybe there's something else that feels better for your body. We're aiming for a long spine, tailbone and sitting bones rooting into the mat, navel moving in and up, hands resting wherever they are. And then a little bit of movement into the head. Lift the chin, drop the chin, look over one shoulder, then the other shoulder, maybe not as quickly as I am doing, to find the spot where the back of the neck can be long. Eyes might be at half mast or fully closed. If they're closed, they're going to rest closed. Notice the breath. Breathe in through the nose as deeply as you can. Open the mouth, let it go. Another long inhale. Release it out the mouth. And one more time. Now we're going to build the breath slowly. Same approach we'll take to building Warrior 2. Build the breath starting with the low belly, then the rib cage, and then the upper belly, nice and slowly. Breathing in as if the belly was a balloon and it expands all the way around the body and presses down toward the earth. Release the belly, breathe out through the nose. We'll add the low ribs to that. Breathe in, belly expands. Low ribs, 360 degrees, get broader. Soften the ribs and belly, breathe out. And we build to the third part. Belly reaches out, up and down, breath in. Rib cage expands even in the back and the sides, and the heart lifts, the upper rib cage expands. Breathe out through the nose, everything softens. Come back to a natural breath. Using all that space we just created, on the next breath in, spread your arms wide, right out of the sockets. Fingers have space. Elbows are not locked, but they're not super bent. Shoulder blades squeeze together a little bit. Now, sometimes the belly likes to drop forward or down. We're working here the torso all the way from the bony hips up to the top of the head, making it longer and stronger, using the space we created. On the next breath in, arms sweep high overhead as if the fingers could touch the clouds. Pause here for a breath out, extending the side bodies. Breathe in. Exhale, hands come together at your heart. A very natural place, a pause before the more physical part of the practice to consider an intention or motivation. Might be something very simple, stay with the breath, or find Warrior 2. Or maybe it's something a little more aspirational. With that in mind, We'll celebrate the practice that brings us together, the power of the interwebs to get us here, and the joy of practicing with others using a chant of Om. Not required for you to join in, but if you would like to, we'll take another cleansing breath. Move into child's pose. Come face down on your mat. Knees nice and wide. The big toes connect and the head is also connected to something. That might be the mat or maybe the backs of your hands, or perhaps you place some sort of pillow or blanket underneath your chest to help make that happen. I'll demonstrate that here. Arms, if they can, extend in front. The sitting bones are working their way toward your heels, but they might not make it. It's more of a direction than a destination. You can feel the tops of the feet on the mat, maybe the texture or the temperature of the mat. Draw up to the fingertips so the wrists and the forearms are off the mat. Breathe in nice and deep. Lift the head a teeny bit. As you exhale, walk the hands all the way to the left. Head drops down if it can. Then see if the right sitting bone can come more toward the heel. Open up the entire right side of the torso. Maybe you even feel this in the underarm or outside the right arm. Next breath in, crawl through center. Exhale, crawl to the opposite side, finding this same kind of opening feeling, like the rib cage is gills. Inhale, come through center. Exhale, settle in. Inhale, come to your forearms, so a tabletop shape. You'll need to adjust the knees so they're right below the hips. Belly draws a little in and out. There's some real estate between the shoulder blades. On a breath out, press the floor away, round into a cat shape. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the gaze and the hips. Press the shoulders away from the ears. Exhale, cat. Inhale for a cow. And come to a neutral spine, one at a time, planting the hands on the mat. Take the left foot and place it behind the left wrist, maybe so that the toes can touch the wrists. So the knee might be a little bit outside the tricep. Tuck the other toes under, the ones on the right foot, and step the right foot behind the right hand. You'll be in this sort of low crouch, not super low, like you're going into crow or side crow, but more of a crouch than your normal forward fold, drop your head. Let the arms find a ragdoll shape. The palms cup the elbows. The head's super heavy here. And make sure the heels and the toes are in line with one another. Very slowly, press the legs only as long as it feels okay for the body. The belly is touching the thighs. Big, big breath in and out. Hands release to the ground. Press the ground away to roll to standing. Shoulders stack over the hips, finding mountain pose for a moment. Then on a long inhale, reach for the sky, get taller. Press the palms together there, tiny little back bend, hips forward, heart lift, shoulder blades squeeze. Exhale, hips reach behind, forward fold, maybe you bend the knees. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, long flat spine, shoulders toward the hips. Exhale, forward fold. Step back, high plank. Take your time Reaching the heels behind you to find plank. Sometimes the bum comes up much higher than the shoulders. That's not what we're looking for. Take a big breath in. Exhale, lift the hips straight to downward dog. Maybe pedal into the heels and the knees. Big breath in. Exhale through the mouth. Lift the belly up. Inhale, come forward to plank. Imagine that the elbows are like bookends on your rib cage. Bend them slowly to come all the way down the mat. Imagine that the chin is going to touch before the chest and the hips. A baby back bend. Exhale down to the mat. Tabletop to downward facing dog. Breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. Make your way back to the front of the mat, maybe looking past your hands to do so. Forward fold. Peace fingers wrap around the big toes, and the thumb rests on the top of the big toe. Breathe in for a half lift. Exhale, bend your elbows to the sides of the mat for a deeper forward fold. Nod the head, shake the head. Release the hands to the mat. Press your way to standing. Arms sweep high, reaching tall. Exhale, forward fold. Hinge at the hips. Guide the fingers up the shins for your half lift, or maybe the fingers are on the ground. Exhale, forward fold. Step back, high plank. Make your way to low plank. That might mean dropping your knees. Breathe in for a back bend. Shoulders release from the ears, glutes release. Exhale, downward dog. Breath in, the right leg floats high off the mat. Open up the downward dog, right hip stacks over the left. The heel comes toward the glute. Equal energy into both hands and shoulders. Maybe knee circles, ankle circles, open and close the toes. A breath in, leg extends behind you. A breath out, runner's lunge. Right foot steps inside the right hand. Pause here to find the length and steadiness. The back knee loves to bend. So we reach the kneecap toward the quad. Left hand down, right arm high, twist. Each breath in, spine is longer. Each breath out, find your twist. Big breath in. Exhale, right hand to the mat. Going to find a little movement with breath here. Working out the hamstrings and the calves. On an exhale, extend your front leg, fold over. We're staying on the ball of the back foot. But we're reaching the left heel downward a little bit. Inhale, peel forward, runner's lunge. Belly moves away from the thigh, then exhale, lengthen the leg. Inhale, come forward. Exhale, extend the leg. Inhale, come forward. Exhale, drop the back knee to the mat. Untuck the toes. Shoulders stack over the hips, arms by the sides or over the head, whichever works for your body on Janayasana. I am warming up, so I'm removing a layer. In this posture, we are mimicking the crescent warrior and the runner's lunge, just with the back knee down. Squaring the knee over the ankle, using energy in the back leg and the back foot. Find your back bend. Shoulders rotate so pinkies spin toward one another. Shoulder blades draw in, nice long belly. Big breath in. Exhale, hands frame your front foot to find a half split, Ardha Hanumanasana. Right foot scoots forward as need be. Toes point toward your torso or the sky. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, reach the heart forward, fold over your leg. You might not come very low. Big breath in. Exhale, right foot comes to the mat. You might scoot the heel back. We're going to find our way into Parsvottanasana. Hands creep forward, back toes tuck. Press the floor away to lift the hips. Shorten the stance. Back toes point to the upper left corner of the mat, or maybe a little more straight forward. Perhaps you have blocks under your hands to find your fold over your leg, pyramid pose. Right hip moves back in space, and we ensure that the big toe mound of the front foot is working its way toward the mat. Drop the head. Gather the belly in and up. Crawl the hands forward of your shoulders. Bend a little bit into the front knee, standing split. Press the floor away with that right leg. Use the glutes and the thigh to lift the left leg. It might not come very high. Reach the ball of the left foot as far behind you as you can. Exhale, draw your knee to your nose. Inhale, extend. Exhale, knee to nose. Breathe in, get long. One more time, knee to nose. Pause, step the foot next to the right foot. Maybe a little space between the feet. Sit into chair pose, hands by your sides. A little sort of downhill ski shape. We're going to sweep the arms up by the ears. Pause for a moment. Keep the arms where they are and rise up, chair with arms in front. Breathe, lock the arms back into the shoulders. Weight, energy into the heels. Inhale, rise to standing. Exhale, forward fold. Half lift, long spine. Exhale, hands plant, step or float, high plank. Maybe knees down for your low plank, heart comes forward. Breathe in for a back bend. Exhale, downward facing dog. Breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. Left leg floats off the mat. Breathe in. Open up your downward dog. Knee, ankle, toes. Leg extends, breath in. Breath out, runner's lunge. Find the stretch, the power, the length. Work your way into your twist. Big breath in. Exhale, left hand to the mat. Extend your front leg, fold over it, reach the right heel down. Press into the heel of the front foot, drop the head. Inhale, peel forward, runner's lunge. Exhale, lengthen and fold. Inhale, lunge. Watch the shoulders. Exhale, lengthen and fold. Inhale, runner's lunge. Back knee drops, Anjaneyasana. Knowing that when you land, it won't be perfect. There's no perfect. It's called a practice. And we work movement in the legs, the feet, the glutes, the tailbone, front body, heart. Big breath in. Exhale, half split. Next breath out, sole of the left foot plants on the mat. Hands walk forward a little bit to tuck the back toes under, lift the back knee, shorten your stance, Parsvottanasana, pyramid pose. We're not gripping the mat with either set of toes. Left hip draws back, spine is long, head and neck. Imagine the head as a bowling ball. Then you're not trying to hang on to it. Inhale, lift a little from the posture. Walk the hands forward of your shoulders, standing split. Still early days on this side, so we don't force the leg super high. Maybe a little flexy bend in the front leg. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, extend the right leg. Exhale, knee to nose. Lengthen out. Knee to nose. Right foot steps down. Make your way to chair pose. Maybe the big toes touch, maybe they don't. If they do not, the knees don't touch either. Big breath in. Exhale, hands to your heart. A little twist over to the right, maybe upright as so, or perhaps by bringing the left elbow outside the right thigh to find energy between the hands for the twist. Maybe you open up your wings if that feels right for the body, or find a little bind. Inhale, draw through center, hands to the heart. Exhale, twist to the opposite side. Inhale, come through center. Exhale, forward fold. Half lift, long spine. Exhale, hands plant. We find a standing split once again, a tiny bend in the right knee to float the left leg high. Step the foot way to the back of the mat. Runner's lunge. Left knee drops, Anjaneyasana. Big breath in, hands to the heart. Back toes tuck under. Lots of glute strength, press the floor away. Crescent warrior, lower body. Arms sweep high. Big breath in, open up warrior two. You might need to adjust your stance. Here we're opening the hips to the side of the mat. The right knee is moving more away from the midline than it is in toward the midline. Right knee ideally over the ankle. Lots of energy in the outer edge of the left foot. Palms face down, little squeeze of the shoulder blades, gaze over the right middle finger. Back knee tends to flop around if we don't have an awareness for it. Flip your front palm, reverse the warrior. Maybe you reach more for the sky than you do behind you, whatever feels right to open the heart toward the stars. Warrior two, arms. Hands to your hips. Extend your front leg. Point the right toes toward the side of the mat now, the long edge. Heels are in, toes are a little out. Once again, we'll find a little bit of a back bend, heels of the hands to the lower back. Press the fleshy part down, shift the hips forward, extend the front body, squeeze the shoulder blades, lift the heart. Maybe you take that all over again, finding something a little deeper. Careful of the knees, and maybe the head drops. Shoulders stack over the hips once again. Hands to your hips. Heart reaches forward. Halfway fold. Nose points down. Drop the hands to the ground. Lift the belly. Exhale, fold. Maybe movement with breath. Left hand comes to the mat underneath the nose. The right arm floats high for a twist. Breathe in, exhale, right hand drops under the nose. Inhale, left arm for a twist. Doesn't matter which arm you started with, just take the opposite this time. Big breath in. Exhale, left hand to the mat. Hands return to the hips, rise halfway up. Imagine the sitting bones could reach behind you. The belly moves in toward the spine, rise up. Point the left toes to the back of the mat, come to the ball of the right foot, and step into standing at what was the back of your mat, hands by your sides, mountain pose. Inhale, arms sweep high. Exhale, chair pose, Utkatasana. Maybe bending the elbows to bring the fingertips to the nape of the neck to find a little opening here. Hands intertwine at your low back. Collarbones smile, heart opens, knuckles draw down toward the earth. If you're shifting way into the balls of the feet, see if you can shift the weight behind. Maybe even float the toes off the mat. Belly moves upward. Breathe in. Exhale, fold. Keep the hands intertwined. Maybe they float from your spine. Maybe they don't. Big breath in. Exhale, hands release to the mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. This time the right knee draws into the heart and we lift the leg to the sky, standing split. Strong into that left leg. Drop the head. Big breath in. Exhale, step the right foot way to the back of the mat, runner's lunge. Exhale, drop the back knee to the mat, Anjaneyasana. Hands draw to the heart. Big breath in. Tuck your back toes under. Crescent warrior, lower half. Activate the right glutes. Fire up the quad. Inhale, arms float high. Exhale, open up, warrior two. Find the warrior that works for you in this moment. Tailbone is tucked. We're not arching the back. We're working the tailbone down, the belly in. Still a tiny bit of squeeze between the shoulder blades, but not so much that we're finding a huge back bend here. Flip your front palm, reverse the warrior. Warrior two. Extend your front leg, left leg, point the toes in, reach the arms up high overhead. Take the heels, bring them in so the toes are out, sink into temple pose, goddess pose. Knees as much over the middle toes as possible. Shoulders and hips stacked. Lift both heels off the mat. Pause. Sink deeper. Keep the heels off the mat. Bring the heels to the mat. Beautiful. Hands to the hips. Extend the legs. We're going to step back to the front of the mat. Inhale, sweep your arms high overhead. Breathe out, forward fold. Find your way to downward dog, maybe through your vinyasa, or maybe straight there. Five beautiful cleansing breaths here, or it might be the tabletop or child's pose work better for you here. You might play around with little twists or up and down on the toes. Meet in downward dog. Allow the right leg to float high, breath in. Runner's lunge, breath out. Back knee taps, toes untuck, arms reach high. Hands come to the heart, sink deeper into your front hip crease. Back toes tuck under. Crescent lower body. Arms float high. Crescent warrior. Breath in. Open up warrior two. Breathe out. Adjust where you need to. Flip your front palm. Reverse the warrior. Hands windmill down inside the right foot. Come to the ball of the back foot. Point the right toes to the right to find a twist. Right hand inside the right knee. Twist over the right shoulder, maybe dropping the back knee to add a quad stretch. Your choice to stay in the twist or find your full lizard pose, bringing the heel and the toes parallel, opening the foot like a book. Maybe the hands stay under the shoulders, or perhaps they walk forward, forearms on a block or the mat. Hands once again plant under the shoulders if they are not there. Back toes tuck. Swing the right leg around behind. High plank will meet in down dog once again, either through your push-ups and your back bend or not. Next breath in, left leg sweeps upward. Runner's lunge, it sweeps toward the nose, steps down. Find the length and power of runner's lunge before dropping the back knee to move into Anjaneyasana. Hands to the heart, breath out. Back toes tuck. Crescent warrior, lower body. Crescent warrior, upper body, breath in. Breathe in, sink deep. Inhale, open up, warrior two. Flip the front palm, reverse. Next breath out, hands windmill inside the left foot. Return to the ball of the back foot. Point the left toes out. Lizard twist. Maybe the back knee drops for an added quad stretch. Remain in your twist or make your way to a full lizard. Toes and heel parallel, foot opens up. Hands perhaps remain under the shoulders or walk forward. Adjustments if you need to. Noticing, becoming aware of anything that might feel different on this side than it did on the other. Being kind to yourself about that. Hands return under the shoulders, foot returns to the mat. Back toes tuck under, high plank. Pause here for a moment. Drop the knees to the mat. Child's pose, maybe with narrow knees or wide knees. Return to a tabletop, cross your ankles, roll over your feet to come to a seat. Might need to scoot around onto the mat. Not everything is the most graceful flow. Soles of the feet glide to the mat, knees point toward the sky, but there's some distance between the heels and the bottom. Now, if you're finding yourself hunching forward, it can be helpful to place the palms on the kneecaps to lift the heart a little bit. Press both feet all the way into the ground. Really use the real estate there. Reach the arms in front of you. Breathe in, lift the heart. Exhale, come part way down. Inhale, chest wide. Exhale, take a twist over to the right. Hands stay as far apart as the shoulders. I'm going to chat here for a moment as we work all of the abdominal and the obliques. Inhale, come through center. Exhale, twist to other side. Yep, we stay here, lifting the heart, pressing the feet in. Inhale, come through center. Exhale, come part way down. Pause again, lift the heart. Inhale, exhale, twist over to the right. Heart remains open, collarbones as wide as you can. Breathe in, come to center. Exhale, twist to the other side. Ooh, yeah! Pause for a moment, find your breath. Inhale, come through center. Exhale, all the way down to the mat. Full body pencil stretch, legs long, arms long. Maybe the thumbs hook and the fingers are wide like a bird that reaches overhead and the toes reach forward. Breathe in. Let it go. Soles of the feet glide back to the mat. Your choice to take sort of typical yoga back bend into bridge with the heels very close to the sitting bones, or your choice to take more of a Pilates-like bridge, which can work the hamstrings and the glutes a bit more and protect the low back. Also good for the psoas. I choose the latter, working the shoulder blades onto the mat. Energy presses into the feet. Tilt the pelvis upward. Then when you're ready, it's as if you are sending the knees forward to lift the hips off the mat. So if you're in the Pilates style, you might not come up very far. You can still snuggle the shoulder blades underneath you, but you're really working to tuck the tailbone up and as if you could uncrease the hip creases. The hamstrings fire up and the glutes join them. If you only feel this in the low back, you're going to come down a little bit or maybe place something underneath your sacrum. Breathe here, 3. Imagine the thighs are spinning together, 2. Shift the heart up, 1. Unzip all the way down to the mat. Maybe a little sashaying of the hips left and right feels good. We'll take one more back bend. Taking your time for the setup, just like we did with Warrior 2, kind of making your way, building the blocks to move into the posture as it suits your body today. Unzip the spine. Come all the way down to the mat. Hug the knees into the heart. They get a nice squeeze. And maybe some circles created in the air. If you'd like it to be a color, pick a color like you're creating colored vapor with your knees. Maybe you make a Mobius strip look, or maybe you have the knee drawing talent to create a flower or a bird. And drop the left foot to the mat. Cross the right ankle above it. Pause here, activate the right foot as if you're stepping on the ground with your heel, and press the right knee away with the hand. See if you can get the shoulder blades kind of kissing the mat before, if you decide to move the left knee in toward the left shoulder. You can do that by placing the hands behind the thigh. I'm not using in front of the shin because we're going to add a little quad stretch, a little hamstring stretch to this. Shoulder blades relax downward as if they want to touch the earth. And then if it feels good, go ahead and extend the left leg. You might have enough space to work with. I don't know that I do today, to draw the left ankle or calf in toward you with your hands. Then the left foot's going to drop onto the mat. Right knee crosses over and draws the left knee across the mat. So you're coming to the inside edge of the left foot. Maybe the arms can flop outward. Gaze might look over the left shoulder. The left hip energy is drawing way toward the front of the mat. And that just feels like I'm getting taller. Imagine if I could leave here at 5'2" instead of 5'1". I guess it probably doesn't make that much difference. Big breath in and out. Return everything back to the mat. Right knee hugs in, left knee hugs in. Maybe something different this time, maybe a different shape, Mickey Mouse ears with the knees. Or maybe both knees in the same direction. And this time, after finding stillness, right foot presses onto the ground, left ankle crosses above it. The bony part on the outside of the ankle should be outside that right thigh. Press the left knee away, activate the foot. Check in that the shoulders aren't scrunched up or auditioning for earrings. Let them go. If it makes sense for your body, the right knee draws into the shoulder and the shoulder blades, once again, work toward the mat. Both feet are active until you decide what to do as you extend the right leg, and maybe you alternate between pointing the toes and pointing the heel to the sky. Maybe the hands reach above the left ankle to take a hold of the right calf or ankle. The right foot plants back on the mat, left knee crosses over the right and draws the right knee over to the left. Coming to the inside edge of the right foot. Maybe the arms flop outward, perhaps the gaze shifts to the other side. Check in with the shoulder blades. Check in with your mindset. There is no perfect here. There is no exact for your body. There's what the body can benefit from and what the body is open to. Very gently, sole of the right foot comes back to the mat and the sole of the left foot joins it. We'll take the opportunity to bring the hands underneath the low back. Gather the knees one at a time in toward the heart. And then if it feels okay, after you lengthen the back of your neck, reach the legs to the sky. Virtual legs up the wall. Yogi's choice again. If you'd like to move into a happy baby or maybe find a little bit of an extra stretch here in the hamstrings, you can go ahead and do that. Our final posture previous to the final posture. If you work in the corporate world, often documents that are called final. This is the last document. Drop the soles of the feet together onto the mat, the knees splayed to the sides of the mat. If you have tight psoas or hip creases, you might place the palms there and let the breath sort of emanate into the palms and then into the hip creases. You might prefer to place a hand on the belly and a hand on the heart to feel the power of the breath. Or maybe you're feeling very, very open and okay with vulnerability. You find cactus arms or arms over the head. Wherever you go, huge deep breath in. Release it out the mouth. 1 or 2 breaths here. And allow the legs to extend to find Shavasana. Perhaps there's something under your knees, or the soles of the feet are on the mat with the knees to the sky. Either way, there's space between the feet. And if you can, arms by your sides, palms facing upward. A little shift onto the outer edges of the back of the hands. Shavasana. No effort, no control of the breath. Finding beauty in the integration of the practice. Allow for the breath to deepen. Maybe returning to your intention or motivation in the process of deepening the breath. And that encourages some movement back into the body, fingers and toes, hands and feet. Until you are ready with an exhale to roll onto one side, curled up, like a little baby asleep. Once on your side, find a full round of breath. Keep the eyes closed and using your top hand, press yourself to a comfortable seat. In your comfortable seat, if you'd like a little sacral adjustment, instead of sitting on a pillow, sit on the ground and put the pillow underneath your crossed ankles. If you need to peek open for that. I just used my friend Nancy's cushion for that to happen. And then you can place the backs of the arms on the knees, find a long body, tuck the chin. There is no perfect. There is no permanent. There is practice. And the beauty of yoga is we can take the practice off the mat with us, using the breath, the open body, the flexibility we've created in the body to translate into flexibility in the mind and the heart. Press the hands together at your heart. We'll close our practice, a chant of Om, which sends the merit of the practice, shares it out to all those in need, those who feel they need to be perfect, those who recognize they don't, those who know life is change, and those who prefer it not to be. Exhale all the air from your lungs. Complete breath in. Connect your thumb knuckles with your forehead. The light in me honors the light in you, the light that is in all beings. Namaste. It's a treasure to practice with you. Please feel free to donate, like, share, subscribe, and I look forward to seeing you again soon. My name is Karen. Try this at home.